Hello and welcome back to KNF Design. If you're new here, my name is Katie, and I try to bring a wide variety of different craft projects to you. If you ever have a craft project you would like me to show you how to make, or just want to see me try to make it, let me know down below, and I'll try my best to bring that to you. If you like today's craft project, make sure to hit those thumbs up. It really does mean a lot to me, and it helps bring my crafting videos to more crafters like you. Don't forget to also hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. That way you don't miss out on any of our crafting fun. So with that, let's get crafting. So today I decided to try out decorating a pillowcase here. And this one actually is 100% polyester, which means we can use infusible ink on it. I'm going to be using the infusible ink markers, and I already did a little test here, which worked out perfectly. And I found this one at Hobby Lobby, as I call it though. And it was on sale, which was even better. So this is a 7.5 pillowcase cover, which means it says you'll need an 18-inch by 18-inch pillow form. So I have a design for you down below in my library for free, so you can check that out. And you'll just need to measure to see how big you might need to make your design in respect to the size of pillowcase you get for it. And then we'll also need to have something to fill our pillowcase with. I'm going to make it a pen, so just a pen, and have Cricut drawl it for me. I might go back in and fill in some of those spaces. And it'll just be a lot easier. Coloring in is a lot easier than trying to read all that small detail out. So I was looking at my pillow, which I have a 17.5 long pillow case, and you have to watch your Cricut mat. Most of a 12 by 12. I do have a 12 by 24. The other thing is, for infusible ink markers, you need to use some laser copy paper to transfer it. Typically that paper comes in your typical letter size, which is 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to be utilizing my 11 as my height, and that makes it 21, which is a little too long. I took a section of it, so this last section here, and cut it in half to be 17, which I was measuring, which is about what two of my copy papers next to each other would be, and I think that looks pretty good on one side of the pillowcase. So I'm going to show you how to cut that down. You can cut it down more if you don't want to piece the papers together, you just want to do the 8.5 by 11. See, if you wanted to cut it to the 8.5, you could do that the same way. So I'm going to do the 17 again. So first we're taking a square. We're going to unlock it so we can change it. Like I said, I'm going to make it 17 by 11. Oops, I did not hit enter. There we go. Now, I, just so I could see it, changed it to a guide so I can see through it. I think this time I'm going to cut from this side. So we'll get just a little bit of that flower in there. And then I'm going to change it back to a basic cut. Now that it's in place, I'm just going to select both that square and my design. Go into combine, and intersect. And now we have it cut nicely, and that's how it will draw a design. So I think I'm going to do one on the back and one on the front. It's kind of nice, it makes it look just a little bit different. So now I'm just going to hit my make it. Sorry, I won't save it at this moment. And we are going to do a mat, and I'm actually doing my 12 by 24. So as you can see, it'll be quite long, and I will actually need 2 for a total of 4 of my copy papers. And then I'm just going to do copy paper setting. Since it's not doing any cutting, it's just drawing. And then we'll make it. So here is one sheet of infusible ink markers. And as you can see, I just lined it up really nice so it blended pretty well when it transitioned. Again, you could just cut them and do them in sections as well if you don't want to try to line them up, and maybe don't try to go quite as close as I did, but it worked out well. And then I think I'm just going to take my marker and maybe just color in some of these. And then we'll use a heat press to put it on our pillow. And then I also have the other one as well for the other side. So for a pillow, I wanted to add a little bit of texture to it to pop out. And I was planning on doing some felt flowers. Well, while I was at Dollar Tree, I saw these fun little felt flower kits for $1.25. Comes with like 6 flowers and some greenery. It even tells you the steps, very generic steps, to make the flowers. And I just thought that would save me some time from cutting out my felt, trying to figure out what colors to use. And I just kind of liked this shiny gold color, so I decided I'm going to test it out and see how well their felt flowers are. And for $1.25, it's not too bad. So this is going to be the center probably. There's 2 of those. Well, these are the really nice felt, stiff felt. I don't know if I'll use the greenery or not. We might, since we have it. It's really nice thin detail, so it's nice I was able to cut all that. This is fun. It's felt on one side and then that shiny texture on the other. I'll probably just glue them like that and keep going around. So here's one flower. And just like my felt, when I cut it on my Cricut machine, I like to use a Cricut Maker, and then I use a rotary blade, which only the Maker and Maker 3 can use, and that just cuts your felt well and any type of fabric. And then like I'm doing here, I usually have those little pieces that just don't want to come out, and I just have to go in with scissors and cut them. So I do have to do that here as well, but as you can see, pretty easy to do. Oh, and if I cut my felt on my Cricut machine, then I usually use the flannel setting. That seems to work pretty well. And if you're interested in making your own felt flowers, maybe you can't find these ones from Dollar Tree, then I will link some of my flowers and how to make them with your Cricut down below. I did a really pretty rainbow and used a lot of different felt flowers for that and taught you how to cut them out and all of that fun stuff. I just wanted to note that I did see a couple different colors, so if you didn't like this gold, I believe the flowers were all the same, but the colors were different. So I think there was a black and silver, yeah, the gold and cream. There was a blue with some white, and a like pink and creamy colors. I believe those were the other colors that I saw. If there's more, there could be. So I'm just gonna go in with my scissors, finish cutting these up, and then use my fine tip hot glue gun here to assemble them. So I trimmed out all of those little extra pieces. You could use that for something extra. Not sure if I will or not. And so these are the center pieces. It looks like they will go to this flower and one to that flower. And I think you just glue it, fold it in half, glue it, and then we will roll it, and that'll be the center. Again, I'm not sure if we'll use our leaves or not. We'll see once we finish. And then all of these are not too bad. You just roll them. You apply glue there, and then we'll roll them. When you get to the center, I did this rough, but glue there, and that'll go on the bottom. So that's how we'll do all three of these. These ones here, I think they gave us an extra one. According to this, it looks like we're only supposed to get 3. So I'm not sure if I'll use that other one or not. And I think we'll just glue all the pieces. Kind of overlap like that. And then we'll just kind of glue them on top, offsetting a little bit as we go. And then we'll stick that center piece in. So that's the plan. And like this one seemed to be the most difficult to cut out for some reason. It just was more stuck than the others, but they really weren't too bad at all. It's really nice that these were pre-cut because those would be hard to do, being thin. So as I was making these flowers, particularly this one, it was supposed to have the gold center, and I just thought that looked like way too much gold and I wasn't liking it, but I did like how this had just a little bit of gold with the cream. So then I played around and thought, well, what if this little tiny flower we made, I made that the center, so they're just kind of the opposite of each other, and I thought that was kind of cool. So then I decided I better get out my flowers here that's going to be going on a pillow. These are what the Cricut drew, and then we just kind of colored them in. I did not color all of the flowers in because it's going to be covered. But like this little flower doesn't quite cover, so I might make it kind of like the center, and then I'll just kind of fill the outside in actually for that one. I think that could be kind of cool how it's half and half. I'm still playing around with it a little bit. So instead of using the center for this one like we were supposed to, I think I'm going to do it with this one so it's kind of like this. And then I was thinking, okay, well now I need another small one for this center. And these might be a lot of just gold. I kind of like this, and that way they make them bigger so they cover these flowers. So I went to my felt scrap section and just poured out some colors. I didn't have the exact color, but they're pretty similar, so I think it'll be okay since there'll be enough of them. So I think I'm gonna do this exact center out of my scraps here. And then finish rolling these, and then we'll play around with this. So to make a strip, I think I'm first going to do the fold in half versus the cuts like they did. And then just make my cuts all along here, just don't go all the way to the end.
That I would pray for you, I'd go and misbehave just so you'd notice too. Sneaking looks up and down from across the room. And damn, what a hell of a view. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall. Praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's fact. I feel good, you look great, I like you, I can't wait. A first time, a first date, you're so fine, I'm so late. You sip wine, I drink straight, don't waste time to my place. I feel my heart erase, so catch me if I fall.
Okay, so I think I'm liking our arrangement here. It's how we're gonna do the flowers. These will be glued on later. So I am first going to add this to a pillow case here. So we will need a pressing mat and a pillow. I'm gonna do, let's see if it'll both fit here. It's not quite enough, so I have to do one at a time here. I also have sheets of paper inside so it does not bleed on to my other side. That one will go there. Then I'm going to use my heat tape here to make sure it's in place. So I looked at my Cricut heat press. It said to preheat your pillowcase for 15 seconds and then do your, I'm doing a heat easy press 2. That's at 385 and we're going to do it for 60 seconds. Again, don't forget to have that sheet of paper underneath so it does not bleed through on you. And then we will also put some over the top here so it does not bleed onto our machine. I'm just going to do sections here. We'll do firm pressure. So this is a pillowcase. If you notice, yes, this is the back side. I did the first one. So when I did my sample, let's start there. When I did my little sample test, this material, it is kind of a weird material. I tested it first. It didn't seem to shrink. It didn't seem to have any issues. I preheated this 5 seconds versus my 15 because I thought, it's fine. It didn't seem to make a difference. My first attempt. Apparently, when the heat is moving, it's fine because I was using my mini. When I used my big one, I just set it down and the whole thing shrunk. So that's why I have all this ghosting effect. That will be the back of my pillow that no one will see. You can kind of even see here how it shrunk and then it goes out here. So I might need to press this and shrink this a little bit too. So yeah, this will just be the side that no one sees. And we will now put the flowers on this side. But that came out nice. And we will just refigure where we might want to put our lovely little flowers. So I think I like this arrangement for our flowers here. And I still have these green leaves that I could add, but since this side has so much greenery on it, I felt like it just kind of took away a little bit. So I don't think I'm gonna add it, but you could. And especially if there's any mistakes, use them to cover up. You could also use these little balls, cotton balls. Again, I was gonna do it in the centers, but I like the centers we made for those better. You could always put them on a flower. Just a little extra stuff you could do, but I think I'm gonna do mine just like this, nice, simple. So I'm just going to use hot glue to glue these down. You could use fabric glue, but my fabric glue kind of exploded on me, so I no longer have my fabric glue. So I think I'm just going to do this. This is not going to be washer friendly though, just so note that. but if one comes off, it's going to be easy to just apply some more hot glue. So here's a pillowcase, and the shrinking actually made my lines line up really nice. And you just need to stuff it either with a pillow or some of that stuffing cotton. But I really like how it turned out. It just gives it a little dimension. And I like working with that infusible ink because it blends in. It really just becomes one with the pillow there, or the fabric that you're working with. I hope you had fun crafting with me today, and I look forward to seeing your pillows as well. Don't forget, I will have the patterns down below for you, and I will see you next week. Happy crafting!